It's round 4 of the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship, and we're in the Wairarapa. This is Sheep Country, home of the Golden Shears Championship. The rally will pass through the towns of Pahiatua, Eketahuna, and down the coast at Riversdale. Round 3, Rally Canterbury started with 2 night stages in the forests, claimed an early victim with historic leader Marcus van Klink finding ice. Local driver Matt Summerfield saw his rally go up in smoke on stage 3. While Dave Holder held on with a spin, Andrew Hawkswood challenged in his new Mazda 2 Maxi, but Ben Hunt's overnight lead disappeared as he struggled with setup, then suffered a puncture. But Richard Mason was on the top of his game, taking the rally lead on Saturday morning, and he pulled away to take his 3rd win of the season. And that set up Mason in a commanding lead in the championship, while Williams, Summerfield, Holder and Hunt battled for 2nd.
We've had an incredibly good start to the year. Halfway through the season, we've won 3 rallies, almost maximum points. You know, and we've got a really commanding lead. So, yeah, hometown rally, there's a really good opportunity to wrap it up here, but I'm not going to get wound up about it, you know. We've had such a good run, it doesn't mean that it'll continue here, but we're trying to put our best foot forward.
Just 10 points separate 2nd place battlers, but it's the rookie who is the surprise leader of that battle.
I didn't really expect to be up in this sort of position. I'll do my best, get to the finish and try to push as hard as I can, try to stay ahead of David and whatnot, but just mainly get to the finish so I can get some more points.
David, you're right in this battle for 2nd in the championship, but you didn't quite have the start to the rally you wanted with the reconnaissance today.
No, it was an interesting one. The old co-driver was yandering out the door about 10 times and then sent him off home to bed, so no, it's all good, you know, a bit of a challenge.
It's certainly been a challenge for Matt Summerfield with 2 engine blow-ups this season.
We'll definitely be looking to regain 2nd, being back to 3rd now. But I think that we've got a good chance of getting that back off Lance this weekend, and we'll definitely be pushing him all the way.
You've had a good look at the roads. Do you think they'll suit your car?
Yeah, I think so. I think they might suit my driving a wee bit, but we don't have the handbrake that locks the back, but I'll just have to drive around it.
Only 4th in the championship, not so many points all the way up to 2nd.
Yeah, you know, we have had our misfortune this year, but that's racing, and we're just going 4th from Rally Canterbury. We put some good times together there and really enjoyed the rally, cool roads and that, and you know, Wairarapa has always been pretty special to me.
Hi, Richard Mason bringing you the B&T stage preview from my hometown of Masterton. Tomorrow morning, stage 1 is the longest stage of the rally, and it's got everything. At 34 kilometres, it's tight, it's twisty, and it's going to require some real precision driving. After stage 2, we've got a service at Pongaroa. Then we head out through Castle Hill Road, which has been heavily logged, and there's a lot of damage to the road, and around the coast before coming back to Masterton. We have an afternoon service in Masterton before heading out towards Eketahuna for some old favourites. The 2nd to last stage is Daggs Road, the power stage. That's a really difficult one as well, and I'm really looking forward to it. Te Parau Road is to finish, a little short burst, close to town, a great one for the spectators.
As always, an early start for stage 1, Kunor using Hota Echo Road.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. 5 right tightens to a 4 minus, and long 4 left minus, don't cut, and 3 left
And
minus.
this stage will really sort out the cruise. Expert comments as always from top New Zealand rally driver and commentator Glenn Inkster.
Yeah, this is a big test first up. It's a long way. Rich is going to want to make break, but also the others are going to try and match him. It's going to be good to see who can get close to Richard through the stage.
Split time for Mason, 9 minutes 15.3. Now this is the championship rookie Lance Williams running number 2 on the road.
He's getting a lot faster through it as the year progresses. Let's just see if he can minimise the gap to Richard, but it's going to be a big, tough task in Wairarapa Rally.
It's coming down to that split time. Williams, he's losing 43.7 to Mason. David Holder next up. No doubt hoping that co-driver Ben Hawkins keeps his breakfast down.
He was quite sick on the recce. They had to spend a lot of time last night getting the notes up to scratch. So are the notes good? Can he get through without being sick? Not an easy task on such a tight, twisty, technical stage.
Holder just 13.5 down, so a good run so far. Ben Hunt next, and this stage should suit him, Glenn.
He loves his tight and technical, twisty stuff. I pick, if anyone can match Richard through here, it's going to be Ben Hunt. He's got to be on it from the start, though.
Tightens to keep in, long 5. Short 6 right, long 5 left plus, tightens to long 5 minus.
Split time coming up for Ben Hunt. And he's plus 14.9.
That's a little bit further back than we were expecting.
No one's getting close to Mason's time now. Matt Summerfield already had problems, though, with engine overfueling. Emma Gilmore, 6th on the road, and she really needs a good result here just to get a bit more confidence in the car.
Don't cut 4 left long.
Emma's had a few issues with this car all year, but it has been getting better. It's a long first stage, so she's really going to set the tone for the rally, push on. She's looking aggressive and looking good.
4 right.
Split time coming up for Emma Gilmore in the Suzuki, plus 20.7, so in touch with Hunt and Holder. Phil Campbell next. Interesting to see how this Group N car compares with the other cars on the road.
Phil runs a smaller 33mm restrictor. It doesn't make as much power, probably won't make quite such a difference in this tight stuff, but he's about 25 kilowatts down on horsepower compared to the other cars.
7 right minus and 5 left minus.
And that told in the end too. The split time was plus 41.4, so lost a lot of time to the leaders. End of the stage now, so as Mason kept his lead. Cars coming down a long downhill run before this.
And it's the downhill stuff where the really good guys make their time up. You've got the weight transfer working against you, and to be really fast, you have to be really committed.
Short 5 right plus
and full of confidence.
Minus, repeat 4 left minus.
Oh, sorry.
4 left minus, 100. Long 3 left plus tighten. 4 left minus here. 100. Long 3 left plus tighten. Sorry, that might be this one. Long fast 2 right finish.
Couple of moments there for the Masons down to the line. 25.09.3. Lance Williams still losing time to Mason and then slipped off the road at the end of the stage, so a disappointing end to Rally Wairarapa for the rookie. David Holder losing more time to Mason, but the good news is that his co-driver Ben has survived the stage, so no sickness. The gap to Mason, however, was a massive 1 minute 11 seconds. Summerfield backed off to preserve his engine and get to service, so no surprise he was 2 minutes 17 down on Mason. The challenge from Ben Hunt blunted when he started to run out of fuel with 2 kilometres to go, finishing 50 seconds behind Mason.
All right. Hug 4 left minus, 10 4 right, 4 left into hug 3 right.
How much more to go now, Jack?
Into hug 3, 1.5. Into hug 3 right, 80. We're out of gas.
Yeah.
Hug 2 left.
Sometimes it's the small things can catch you out, Glenn.
4 left.
Yeah, she's really struggling for vision here. Remember, this is a kit car, effectively. Little things like windscreen wipers, washer bottles, all that sort of stuff, not necessarily as reliable as a trusty Group N car. She's really struggling in that sun.
Emma losing time here, 4th fastest, but 1 minute 26 down on Mason. Phil Campbell another 40 seconds back, just in time to see Lance Williams emerge from the bush to give him the sign that he's okay.
There's no sign of the car, so it looks like it's a fair way down.
Graham Featherston 6th fastest, but just 0.2 behind Campbell in this battle for 5th. Darren Galbraith just 1 second back. And go Clint. Clint Cunningham just 0.9 back in 8th. He had a good result at Hawke's Bay too, Glenn.
He did really well. There was a Rally Extreme round. He had a great run. He'll bring new confidence with that to attack these roads. And it's a similar style of road as well.
So Richard Mason away to a great start. Ben Hunt giving away 40 seconds, but look at the battle for 5th place. That's so close. Stage 2, Manuhara, 19 Ks according to the B&T stats. But for Emma Gilmore, it'll be a memorable one, all for the wrong reasons.
5 left opens.
Yeah, she hasn't got a clean
right
getaway
plus.
there. It's just bogged down.
30 braking, 2 right. 30.
Oh, over she goes.
You okay?
Yes. You.
Has it on course? We got to stop it.
She's just gone a little bit sideways, and just the inside of the water table or banks just flipped the car on its
Even
lid.
a few gearbox issues. I knew I couldn't get reverse, and we came in, car stepped under braking, and I was like, oh bugger it, don't want to spin, and sort of just thought we were going to ride up the bank, but the next thing we'd sort of used it as a ramp, and we're on our roof, so it was yeah, just a stupid mistake.
Yep, 5 left.
And disaster too for Holder as the car sickness returned to haunt Ben Hawkins.
You want me to stop? Nah, I'll try and spew down in there, okay? Okay.
What a horrible situation. We've all been car sick. That's just terrible. He doesn't want to cost the driver any time. What a horrible situation.
Marcus Van Klink, impressive in the historic class, 10th in the stage. He then moved to 7th overall after stage 2.
So yeah, 5 left, yep. 7 right minus, into 5 left minus, into a 3 right. 3 right next one. There's a rock or something. 3 right.
Brian Green, suffering from a cold, had been bedridden before the rally but gave himself and co-driver Fleur Pedersen a scare in stage 1.
4 right plus. Careful. Ow!
Here's a disadvantage of sequential. He's got to go back down through all the gears to try and get reverse.
Just a bit of superficial damage though, you end up 9th. Clint Cunningham though had issues in the Evo 4, the car started to misfire.
To a 3 left, Flippy. 4 right minus, opens. 3 left, opens.
And eventually he was forced to retire in the stage, although reluctantly.
4 left plus, what do you reckon on this break? I have no idea. 3 right. Just gonna try and drive it out. Long 4 left.
Try and stay in the rally. Went into stage 2 and off the start line, it just lost all power. So I sort of come back again and we continued to go, and then yeah, about 2 Ks into the stage, just down to first gear and not revving over 3,000 RPM, so I think it's ECU related.
David Thixton had Malcolm Reed co-driving for the rally. Reed is in demand with jobs on the APRC and the WRC coming up, but this weekend he's keen to help David get the best out of his car. Tony McConaughey also turning to experience with 4 times New Zealand champion co-driver Rob Ryan guiding him in the championship debut in the 4-wheel drive class. Dave Strong is always making good noise in his V6 Fiesta, just 2.7 away from 10th place. But a slow start for Richard Baddock with no boost for 2 stages. Max Bailey knocking on the top 10 after stage 2 and leading the New Zealand 2-wheel drive class. So after stage 2, that lead 1 minute 22 for Mason. Then it's Hunt, Holder, Featherston, Phil Campbell and Darren Galbraith, both close. The first of 2 service breaks at Pongaroa, and Richard Mason could reflect on a very successful morning.
We had no idea how it was going to go today, so, you know, full push on the first stage, you know, and then, you know, a really good stage time in there. Very, very technical stage, and we knew it was going to be quite pivotal to the rally.
With such a big gap now, will you be a little bit cautious throughout the afternoon?
No, there's not really a lot of room for caution. You know, like if you back off too much, you make a mistake, and we know that. So the biggest thing to do is to, you know, continue to put on reasonable pace and not do anything silly.
Ben, 2nd overall, but Richard's pulled some good time on you in those 2 stages.
Got literally smoked in those 2 stages, and you know, the car is feeling horrible. I think we have a centre diff issue, so hopefully the boys will be able to sort it out
This tight battle for second place in the championship is really starting to put the pressure on. A few of you guys had some issues.
Yeah, tell me about it. We had a shocker on the last stage, a bit of everything. I managed to chuck it up on 2 wheels with a wee bit of a cut, and then Ben got sick for a while, so I was rubbing his back for a bit as he vomited on my fire extinguisher.
The moment on 2 wheels, was that similar to where Emma's had a problem?
I'm not actually too sure. Like, I think there's a bit of sun there, and I just sort of cut a wee bit close, and there's a hump in the grass. It was a reasonably hard hit. Like, you wouldn't want to do too much more. But no, we're all right, so it's all good.
Matt, you're a little bit down on time through those first 2 stages, and the crew look pretty busy.
Yeah, there's just a few problems with the car again. It got the symptoms that it had at Canterbury before it blew up, so we turned the anti-lag off and got out of it, and it's just pretty hard to drive with it in the back of my mind for those 2 stages, but the boys are working really hard to fix it.
And are you confident you'll be able to have a car that's 100% for the next group of stages?
Wow, that's a bit of an unknown, but hopefully the tuner's going to come have a look at the car and see if he can find anything wrong with it, but otherwise we'll just drive it as it is and make the best out of a bad situation.
Coming up, it's a champion on the line from a city that celebrates its champions. Welcome back to Rally Wairarapa, based in Masterton, centre for sheep farming and home to this fantastic museum of all things wool, where the heroes of the golden shears are celebrated, along with the industry which grew our young country from the 1800s pioneering spirit to the 21st century. Back on the roads, you can expect life to be at a faster pace here on stage 3. B&T stats 18.96 kilometres. Road conditions though just a little bit wet, so perhaps a bit of caution, Glenn.
It'll be a no-risk approach, but certainly he'll still want to use the most of the road because he's first on it and it's going to cut up for the others. He knows it well, he'll still want to go fast. And nice and committed down through there.
And left and short, 4 right, minus long 4 left, tightens over finish. Repeat, long 4 left, tighten over finish. 100. Good job. Woo.
Nice job across the finish line. Richard, 10 out of 10 for that last corner. Something tells you might have known someone was there watching.
Oh, look, I knew the kids were here watching at the end, so I thought the last corner I'd run a little bit wide and make it look good.
So you've got a big margin coming into the stage. This one went well for you?
Yeah, I took it reasonably quiet through there. It is so difficult to just lift off at all. You know, I find it much easier to attack than defend. So, you know, definitely struggling a little bit with that. So I'll see what I decide to do for the next couple. You know, I did find the second half of the stage we put a bit more pace on. It felt far more comfortable.
David Holder taking a cautious approach too as co-driver Ben Hawkins recovers from the morning sickness. Lost 45 seconds over 18 kilometres.
5 right, tightens long forward, don't late, opens, then small flat crest, 30, then 5 right minus, tightens 4, then long 2 left.
Keep in, long 5 left minus.
Ben Hunt right in the chase too after he discovered that his cap had been jammed in the handbrake, causing the centre diff sensor to switch to free mode.
Plus 30, keep in.
These four-wheel drive cars, the handbrake disengages the centre diff, which makes the handbrake work really well. If the car thinks it's in handbrake mode, it's just not going to handle it all, so he's got a much better car now.
And also striking problems in the Evo 9, Phil Campbell.
Long 5 right minus, long 5 left minus, 120.
No, thought something's wrong. We've got no drive.
I thought it sounded worry just before.
Sort of lost all drive in there, so I've put the diff to the lock position and it goes, but it's slipping really bad, so it's obviously something broken inside the gearbox or diff.
That relieves some of the pressure on Graham Featherstone in 4th place. And Richard Baddock back on the move after his crew restored turbo boost to the service. He was 5th fastest, and that would move him up to 12th overall.
These cars are set up to run turbo boost. That means When it's not working, it's suffocating the engine. It really does cripple the power, and it's been a tough job through the first 2 stages.
Darren Galbraith just a second slower and still within 20 seconds of Featherston, holding 5th place.
Left, next one into 30.
And Van Klink's impressive run continued. He would move up to 6th on this stage.
Right now, break. 50. 6 right minus, long 4 left through finish. Repeat, long 4 left, finish. 4. Yep, we're through.
Roadside repairs though for Phil Campbell after leaving the stage.
On the side of the road, looks like you got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's not ideal. We obviously had a problem on that last stage, and when I got to the end of the stage I had a look, and the rear diff sort of blown itself to bits and letting the whole heap of oil out of it. We're a little bit lucky, our service crew were still behind us, so they've just pulled up, and we're going to try to put a new diff in it now, and we'll get some penalties for time for servicing outside of the service park and that sort of thing, but it'll mean we can at least carry on and get some more miles in the car.
Stage 4 Castle Hill, 21.3 kilometres, running in the opposite direction this year, so could be tricky, followed by Stage 5 Homewood, 20 k's before service in Masterton. True to his word, Richard Mason kept charging and increasing his lead again on the stage.
Nice big cut there. It's not an option to back off. Even when you reduce the pace, you're still going very fast, and if you're not 100% on your game, that's when a big accident can happen.
So the battle for second in the rally could also be the battle for second in the championship. Hunt on the pace, but importantly keeping his rivals behind him.
It's nice to watch Ben through these twisty bits. He really gets the car flowing, working the car, and that's what we call dancing along the road. It's great to watch.
Short 6 right 30, sudden 5 right, tightens to long 4.
Beautiful roads.
Penalties had cost Phil Campbell 8 minutes and 30 seconds before the stage start, but he was going again and back on the pace. But it was the end of the day for Darren Galbraith. He looked like he was on target for a top 5 finish before he crashed out in stage 5.
We just come through this right-hander here, and the outer right end is broken off the car. $5 part sort of ended our day.
No solution at service to Matt Summerfield's engine woes though. He was still pushing hard enough to claim 5th place. Richard Baddock continued to move up the leaderboard, now up to 9th. Stage 5 produced an interesting battle with 2 Canterbury drivers, Summerfield and Baddock, being chased hard by the Group B historic of Marcus Van Klink. And Dave Strong in his great-sounding V6 powered Fiesta. Brian Green was also improving as well, now up to 8th, just 3 seconds between him and Strong overall.
4 right plus 30.
It's good to see Brian still going. He hasn't had the best of runs this year. It's really nice to see him still in the rallies that he sponsors. A little few battle scars, but he's enjoying these great Wairarapa roads.
Max Bailey still leading the New Zealand 2-wheel drive class, some 50 seconds ahead of Brent Taylor in a Toyota.
Big difference here, rear-wheel drive. He's got to be careful to keep online and keep the driven wheels in the sweat part of the road.
Nice sounding FT86 there too. Still a frustrating day for Tony McConaughey, struggling to find speed in the Mitsubishi. But going as fast as he could, Hamish Anderson in the 1600 Corolla. Now here's something different. In business, David Thexton is an analyst. Now he's been analysed by his co-driver.
Malcolm's been doing a lot of rallies with very experienced drivers. He's going to take that experience and score David on how he's driving. Try and improve. And you can see he's coaching him as he goes.
Very long, 4 left plus 60.
Now the battle for the historic title also on the line here. Marcus Van Klink, very impressive out in front.
And once again, hard up it.
Also showing good speed in the first group, Andy Martin, but unfortunately retired with bent steering at the end of stage 3.
And it generally only bends when you hit something.
And Ron Davey in the cool-sounding Escort, second in the class, keeping his championship hopes alive. So after stage 4, Richard Mason has now extended his lead to 1 minute 44 from Hunt, Holder, Featherston, Galbraith, Van Clink, Summerfield and Brian Green still going.
Ben, big improvement on stage time since service.
Yeah, no, definitely. It also helps when you've got another diff doing its job. So we found what was wrong with the car after the first 2 stages, and you know it's probably a bit embarrassing. And I guess you learn from all these little things. You know, it's only our 2nd year in a 4-wheel drive car, so everything like that, you know, you're never going to do it again. Yeah, so we removed the hat from the limit switch, and now she's away laughing.
Still going but not laughing after the amount of time he lost is Phil Campbell.
Back to full speed now. We're at our best time of the day in the stage just been, so if we can keep doing that for this afternoon, I'll be happy.
And this power stage is nice to have some bonus points on offer.
Yeah, we really need every point we can get, so we're just glad we're going to be there, and we'll be trying pretty hard in that one.
We clipped a bank in the very first stage this morning. Brian just turned in a bit too early with the sunstrike. 4 right plus, careful, ow! And the boys sort of fixed up the damage. And to be honest, I'm kind of thinking maybe they didn't tie it on well enough because it seems to have fallen off.
So this one's not driver issue, it's actually crew issue.
Well, yeah, I'm to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure where we did that. Somewhere in stage 4. It's been really slippery out there, and we've been having a few close calls, so there's a number of places where we could have just clipped something and taken it off again.
Now for all you Group B fans, how's this for a real toy? A replica Lancia 037, the Triple O car on Rally Wairarapa.
Basically, it's a sort of a fast way of checking the course. If we see any obstacles, animals, open gates, we just, you know, run through that. Yeah, this is a replica of a 037 Group B Lancia, which is out of the Group B era, of course, and a pretty exciting car to drive. Alan Carter here has built the car, actually replicated it from my original car in Sydney. And yeah, and he's done a fabulous job. The car, you know, actually feels very, very much like my car, apart from being down a bit on horsepower. It's a great drive.
Coming up, we visit some flying history, and the Masons fly into the history books. Masterton is not just a centre for all things wool. It's also the home to the vintage aviator fighter collection at the Hood Aerodrome, one of the largest displays of genuine and reproduction World War I aircraft from France, Germany and England. And most of these planes are taken out and flown in the skies above Wairarapa. Meanwhile, some flying of the low-level type coming up. This is Jackson's Line, stage 6, followed by Mangaoranga, 2 classic Wairarapa stages near Ikitahuna. These stages are the ones that Richard Mason loves.
He just knows these stages so well. When you get up in 4th, 5th and 6th there in these rally cars, the car's dancing all over the road. It really is one of the best feelings you can ever have. And he does it so, so well. Just look at the car, just dancing.
So Mason extends his lead with 2 more stage wins. David Holder would have a nail-biting moment, though, as he fought to retain his podium position.
Sometimes the difference between a minor accident and a big accident is a little bit of luck. Good to see Ben, the co-driver, having a good run too.
The other Ben Hunt, safe in second though. While he couldn't match Mason, he had pulled out a healthy 2-minute margin over Holder.
Flat 150, 8 right, centre flat over crest 300.
All pace notes. These guys work so well together. That centre men kept in the centre of the road. They work well, commit to the pace notes, and the times come.
Flat long 7 right, minus 150.
Graham Featherston in 4th, still within striking distance of Holder. Matt Summerfield hanging in there. Campbell's time right up with the top 3, but his penalties meant he was still back in 13th, but setting up a really good challenge for the power stage. 7th for Dave Strong, the Honda engine certainly winning fans along the way.
It sounds fantastic, and he's going to get a lot more confident. He's really been looking forward to getting this engine going, and spectators just can't wait to see it coming through the stages because it really sounds grouse.
Also sounding grouse, Van Klink monstering the top 10, now up to 6th. He was also leading the Malcolm Stewart Memorial Trophy class from Dean Buist.
Here, and then coming into a long 5 left, opens now. 6 right, into 6 left minus, 6 left minus after this, 80.
Max Bailey continued to lead the New Zealand Open two-wheel drive class.
Max is looking really fast. It's a little bit of a pity there's not more Fiestas out there so he can gauge his speed, but he's looked really good all year.
So to the VINZ Power Stage, up to 5 bonus points available in all classes, but for the Masons, just 2 stages to go to win the rally and the championship.
This is really turning into a record-breaking year for the Masons. He's going to want to make sure he wins this power stage just to top off this rally.
Repeat 5 right.
And he knows and likes the stage as well.
5 left minus late cut and right. 100. Long 6 right plus. 4 left tightens over finish.
Let's see if this is a record-breaking time. 9 minutes 36.7. It is a new record.
Do you know that stage pretty well? Do you think you've done enough to win the power stage?
Oh, I'd like to think so. Like, there was a lot of gravel on there this year, so you know, big disadvantage being first on the road. However, really comfortable with how we went through the stage. Certainly a pile better than what we did last year with the big puncture.
Next through, David Holder. Maybe his thoughts are just on maintaining a podium place rather than going for the all-out power on the stage.
Then long 4 left minus.
An extra 4 or 5 points are really going to make a difference at the end of the year for the championships. He's going to want to make sure he gets every point he can get from the rally, as well as the rally points. These power stage points are important.
Long 5 left minus, tightens late. 50 to a long 3 right.
Time not great though, it's 10:06.7.
Well, I guess no one knows that stage like Richard Mason does, but your time's still pretty good.
I wouldn't say so, but yeah, no, we are getting through there. Hopefully we've still got that buffer for 3rd, and that's what we're aiming for.
Ben Hunt really disappointed after the opening stages. He wanted a win here though.
Hug 5 right.
Yeah, if anyone's up for claiming this from Richard, it will be Ben. He's shown that in the past this year.
30, 7 right minus 30.
Look how committed they are.
Yeah. 7 right into 7 left, 60. Finish 50, long 3 right. Hug 5 left minus over finish 50.
Down to the line. 9 minutes 47.2, so moves into 2nd place for the power stage.
11 down on Richard, but that is pretty much what you had in this car?
Yeah, you know, we didn't run any new tyres from service, and you know, you could feel them going off in the end there, but I knew he was going to push pretty hard there. He put some new tyres on before that stage, so yeah, I had a lot of fun on these tyres anyway, put it that way. It's awesome.
Matt Summerfield not having the right tools for this rally. The engine down on power, but maybe he can just get a couple of points here. His time, 10:09, so 4th fastest so far. Well, he's spoilt the party before, so can Graham Featherston spoil Mason's perfect run? Not this time. His time is 9 minutes 55, but still 3rd fastest. Richard Baddock certainly able to better Matt Summerfield. They compete closely in the South Island Series, so enjoying another battle here.
Yeah, the running order can play a part with so much gravel over the road, but Richard's car is not the most modern of rally cars out there, so it's going to be a bit of a battle.
And the time for Baddock, 10 minutes 18.0, so 6th fastest and outside the points. Now Phil Campbell running well down the order, so a chance to spoil the party here too. Make up for his moments in the rally.
30.
And he does. Third fastest. So, confirming the 5 bonus points to Mason. He just has to finish the rally now to claim his 5th New Zealand Championship. Coming up, a little car making a lot of noise and the record-breaking stage action.
October last year I started working on this project, so finally good to do a national in it. It's got a standard block and head, but everything else has changed. 6 throttle bodies, all the fancy everything on it. It revs the same, still does 8600. But it's a lot nicer to drive everywhere on the road, and the throttle body smooths it all out. And then some extra horsepower. I'm used to listening to it in the car and what it's doing, all that sort of stuff. I mean, turbos suck, we all know that. The NA cars sound great, so that's my thing in these years, so that's what we're doing.
Welcome back to the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship, powered by VINZ. Not just up front where champions are made. Hamish Anderson, 3rd in the New Zealand 2-wheel drive class. And he's ahead in points over Brent Taylor in the supercharged FT86. Bailey again claiming the New Zealand 2-wheel drive win. Looks like the rookie is going to take the trophy in his maiden year. But for outright speed and power, nothing beats the historic Group B Mazda RX-7 of Van Klinken, 6th outright. Although you would know from listening what's happening inside the car.
7 left to a long 6 right, tightens 5 minus. Calm down. Yep. 6 right, tightening 5 minus.
Yeah, I got it.
No, man.
Go ahead.
Come on, mate.
Yeah, I'm all
You're
right.
an angry man, just calm down.
Oh, hell, you brought my thumb in. Oh.
2 left, coming up, 2 left, 2 left, 2 left.
Calm down, calm down.
Here.
A painful way to finish the rally.
All right.
6 left.
13th for Tony McConaughey. Phil Campbell disappointed to come home in 12th, but at least he finished. 11th place to David Thexton, so he's been taking on that on-the-job training and the teaching he's been getting from Malcolm Reed, the co-driver.
5 left, 80. 5 left, 80. 5 right, 150.
Brian Green forced to retire with the broken gearbox. Richard Baddock, 8th, but lost so much time in the opening stages, could have cost him a top 5 finish. 7th place, and plenty yet to come too from Dave Strong's Honda V6 Fiesta. Considering Matt Summerfield had run with the engine anti-lag off, 5th was a good result and keeps him right in the hunt for 2nd in the championship. Another strong finish too from Graham Featherston, 4th place. Steady pace on the final stage for David Holder. After an eventful morning, his aim was to secure 3rd, and that keeps him in the hunt for 2nd too in that championship battle.
Yeah, well, there's no bonus points on this last stage, so it's really about getting to the end, getting that 3rd for the rally and taking the points that come with it.
Tightens along 4 minus.
And Ben Hunt still charging on the final stage, but 2nd overall here takes him up to 2nd in the championship.
Cut 5, 4 right, plus into 2 left.
And what a way to end the rally. This piece of road, hairpin to hairpin, it really is a great lot of fun. Really throwing the car around.
Flat 6 left over finish. Long small crest 30. Long 5 right. Well, everyone was cheering, huh? Because it was saggy baggy elephant time, you thought. Oh, at least we're having fun.
And also having fun, no one could deny the victory for Richard and Sarah Mason.
4 left, 12. 4 right, minus. Keep in, repeat long 4 right, minus. Keep in.
They've had a bit of lady luck along the way, but this pair have totally dominated New Zealand rallying in 2014.
Repeat long 2 left plus
The year started with their good friend and mentor Greg Horn losing his battle with cancer, but his memory has spurred them on with every rally and every winning performance.
On to seal, over finish, 20 long. We did it.
Yeah! It's fantastic, you know, like there's nothing like winning something in your home territory, and you know the whole Wairarapa region have been behind us. B&T, a fantastic sponsor, and you know we've dearly missed my great mate Greg, but this is what we all wanted, so fantastic.
So confirming the results for Rally Wairarapa, Richard Mason gets the win, Ben Hunt comes home in second, David Holder holds on for third.
I mean, the championship will not be yours this year, but what a battle we've got for that second place.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty cool to be able to sit in second, I think we are, so yeah, you know, after the season that we've had, it's pretty cool to be sitting there. Like, it's been pretty hard, but you know, the wing of Sabari's, and it's going pretty hard at times, so we're looking forward to Coromandel and Daybreaker.
5 times New Zealand Rally champion.
Man, it's a pretty awesome feeling. You know, we've been trying for a while to get the 5th championship. Last year we had a bit of a heartache here. Hayden got us, you know, on the last rally with 12 seconds, you know. So this year we've put it right. We've won every stage today, won every rally this year. So fantastic result, couldn't be much better.
So Richard Mason, a 5-time champion, and there's 2 rounds to go, but still a 4-way tussle coming up for the runner-up spot as we head towards round 5. So congratulations to Richard and Sarah Mason, the B&T team. Now we look forward to the Gold Rush Rally at Whitianga in August. Details at NewZealandRallyChampionship.co.nz.